did that in Hawaii, and the children came up. The parents just were sitting there, but it was the children who came up and sat with me and did yoga. And I was like, well, the children got better than the adults. Like,
absolutely. So each sequence is designed for a different purpose. If you fold the body forward, it creates quiet. If you bend the body back, opening the front, stimulating the vagus nerve, it creates an awakening, an enlivening sensation. If you twist, it creates an internalizing. If you raise your hands above your head, it's causing the energy to rise up and the center of gravity to drop down. And so all of these movements put together become a particular recipe, so that you're creating an outcome of sorts. And this sequence is a sequence for prosperity. So if we think of what is prosperity, the rich, the abundance, the more than enough. So it's not like we're practicing to get by. We're practicing to have enough that I have. Do you want some? Because honestly, there's no way I could handle all of this. Here, have some. And it isn't only financial, because financial is simply a currency towards I have enough shelter, I have enough food, I have enough books, I have enough travel, I have enough time. So what is it that we're making more of? What is it that we want more of? And to get that, we have to put out a little bit so that when we pause, that's what rushes into us. So we'll use sound, we'll use gesture, we'll use movement. And recently I've been in a course with medics, and Stanford has a online course called How to Think Like a Futurist. And energetically I thought about we are familiar with the past far more than we're familiar with the future, but what we're learning in this course is changing so much of how I understand what is to come. And one of the things that I am planning to be far more prosperous in is hope. And so this Hope in the Dark is a really fantastic read for people who are endeavoring to be part of something that is difficult over time, like the current future. So hope doesn't deny the difficult reality. It means facing it and addressing it by remembering what the 21st century has brought, including movements, heroes, shifts in consciousness that address things right now. Among them, we have seen a change in Occupy Wall Street, Black Lives Matter, Idle No More, Democrats addressing the dream, immigration rights, Edward Snowden, the movement for corporate and government transparency, the push for marriage equality, a resurgent feminist movement, economic justice movements addressing the minimum wage. These are the intersections between them all, and this has been a remarkable decade of movement building, of social change, of profound shifts in ideas, perspectives, and frameworks for broad parts of the population. And so if we can be a part of that shift, if we are waking ourselves up and moving ourselves into what is difficult and sustaining it over time, we have a prosperity of hope. And I can't imagine anything better for the future, even if it's just like the next hour or the next afternoon, that we would be changed to do different work, different thoughts this afternoon. So may it be so. Sitting up, rubbing your palms. Rubbing your palms as though you were getting ready to sort of shock someone back to life, that you could clear your way. And as you pause, let the hands just separate so slightly and feel the change you've made. That you are a body of energy, a body of influence. And palms touch again. Ong Namo, I bow to everything outside of me, the creative destruction that's holding me here. Guru Dev Namo, I bow to the creative destruction within me that allows me to stop and to start and to restart and to continue. Outside and in, we're blessed. So 3 times, listen or join. Inhale.
No.
notice, roll your shoulders, shake it out. So for any of it to be possible, we need a foundation. Lie on your back. You spend the first half building that foundation. Draw your knees into your chest. If you want the blanket underneath your back for support, you can just open it out. Once you're there, draw your knees to your chest, wag your tail, and then let your knees float away, arms straight, and let your heels rise. Exhale, bend your knees and pull your shins closer. So on the inhale, you're floating open. And on the exhale, you are falling back in. Forward like that, just open and close. Find your own pace, relieve the breath from your body, relieve the tension from your hips. Good. And then lift your head and shoulders, reach your hands forward, your palms face the floor. Little pats as though you were pressing into the floor. Open your mouth with each one, a hop. Close your mouth, close your eyes, out the nose, same breath. So knees are over your hips, heels are in line with your knees together, your feet together, your palms are strong, as though there was a belt across your belly. Navel draws down and steady. Keep all of it, draw your right knee in and your left leg long. Turn your left toes in so slightly. Keep the breath, keep the movement, and you're getting stronger. You're getting steadier. It's getting simpler. Change the legs. Knees together. Work there or extend your legs out and keep the breath. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw your knees to your chest, drop your head, shoulders, and feet flat to the floor. Knees are bent. And just pause, notice the sensation, the expansion at the center of the body. Breathe into the space just behind the navel. Extending your arms straight so your fingertips reach toward the ceiling. As you straighten your legs, roll up, your fingertips point forward. Yep. So as you roll back, you point at the ceiling. As you roll up, you point forward. And you're rounding through the back. Work there as you come up. Reach one hand up and revolve to look back. And then bend your knees and roll it up. As you roll up the other side, up and around. Now your pace, your body. As you roll up, it's an exhalation, rinsing out. As you roll back, it's an inhalation, reset. And you listen. Maybe it's a very slow pace, finding grace, finding control. Maybe it needs a little momentum to find its way up and up. So when you go back, put your feet flat to the floor. And when you reach up, separate your hands. Go one more each side. Right through the navel, right through the chest. So that as you lie back, knees bend, feet flat, notice arms widening, softening the abdomen, allowing a sensation of expansion. And the right knee draws a great circle. Lift your right foot off the floor and circle your right knee, opening through the hip socket. You can work with a bent knee or extend your right leg long, turning your heel in and your toes slightly out. And you're exploring the circle, you're exploring the possibility of your hip. You're finding out if it's actually a triangle today. Smooth it into a circle and then a spiral and gather it smaller and closer and more intentional. Point the toe, smaller and smaller to a point at the center and then back out through that spiral. So that you feel the circle all the way into the hip socket. Not just the tip of your toe, but right down where the bone meets the pelvis. And then let the circle grow. 3 and 2. Good. And the right foot flat and the left foot off the floor. Circle the left knee. Work with a bent knee or extend your leg. Heel turns in, toe turns out. And then explore the larger perimeter of the circle. Feeling it all the way through the undersides of your arms into the palms. And once you've smoothed it out, begin to gather it in a spiral. A spiral. Until you come right into the precision of the point at the center, and from there you reverse. Coming back out the spiral. Coming all the way through the length of your leg down into the hip. And back out into a larger circle. 3, 2, and 1. Putting it down. Draw your knees to your chest. And now you're doing opposite circles with both knees. You can work there or put your palms under the back edge of your hips, your feet widen. If you choose, roll your hips off the floor as your feet go overhead, and then gently roll your hips back down. And it's that little lift of the pelvis off the floor and the gentle return that's creating control through the low abdomen. And then reverse the direction of the circles. It's the little lift of the hips off the floor. Yeah, 3, 2, good. Hold your shins, roll forward, and roll back. So we're creating a smooth movement. There's a temptation to sort of go thump into the back body, and instead just smooth that out for 3. The spine is the conduit that we're paying attention to right now, too. And as you roll up the next time, extend your legs out, reach your hands forward, tuck of the chin, reach, flex your feet. And now draw your elbows back, your thumbs up. There's the inhale. Exhale, forward. So we're simply starting to find an anchor through the crease of your hips. And then a length in the spine. 3, good. And 2, opening the chest, opening under the throat. And then as you sit tall, pause and just notice for a beat that the legs are long, that what's holding you up is an anchor, the clarity of the hips and the strength of the low navel. The chest is free and open so that we're not working through the chest and the head. Palms together, start a circle. Now see how far can that circle go? Through the upper back, through the shoulders, and you're moving this circle of your hands from your navel, from the anchor that you built. Find the very furthest periphery, circumference, and reverse. Surprisingly challenging. Again, a great thing to do in an airport. 3, 2, good. So, if you're pregnant, you're going to circle in the opposite direction. If not, lie back, put your feet together, and keeping your feet together, you're going to make a double circle. So the feet stay together. Now make the same circle you made with your hands. And let that circle come from exactly the same place. A little bit big, a little bit juicy. Widen your hands out to the side, press your palms down, and reverse your circle. Feeling that all the way into the body. Excellent. 3, 2, and then pausing, knees bent, turn your palms open, and notice how the sensation at the center has now expanded out into the body. How it's deepening into the body, how you are made of this effort, made of this light. And you can drink it in, you can generate it, you can reveal it, you can receive it, you can transmit it. Draw your right knee to your chest. Interlace your hands behind your thigh. So the right thigh comes close to the body. And just shake out the right foot so softly. And you're using the thigh to rinse out the right side abdomen. Dropping the right shoulder. Work there. Or right hand slides up your shin to your ankle or holds your right outer foot. Your heel is over your right knee. So you're a half happy baby. You may work there or interlace your fingers by putting your left palm over the sole of your right foot. As you widen your elbows, your right knee comes down. As you press into your right heel, you open the back of the leg. So on the exhale, you bend your knee. On the inhale, you press into your heel. It may not go very far. That's perfect, Ron. So hold there and bend your knee as you can. Use your elbow. And then press your heel up into the ceiling, straightening your leg a little bit. That's inhale. Bend your knee a little bit, and that's exhale. What'll help a lot is to bend your left knee and put your foot on the floor. This one. There you go. That'll give you a little space. Perfect. And then just keep it extended. And take your right hand to the inside, either of your calf or your ankle. So bring it inside. Perfect. Or if you can, you're holding your inner heel. And now straighten your left leg. And reach into both heels. If you choose, left hand overhead. So that you're reaching out through both heels, into both hands. Yep, you got it. You got it. 2. Flex your feet a little, feel it all the way to the tips of your toes. And bend both knees, feet flat to the floor. Reset, reset. Notice right side, left side. Draw the left knee in. Interlace your fingers over the shin or behind the thigh. Shake out the foot. Wag your tail. Settle so that the left thigh really comes into the body. And then half happy baby, either holding the back of your thigh and your outer ankle, outer calf, or hold your outer foot, or palm across the sole, interlacing right along the outer edge of your foot. And as you extend, you open the back of the leg, bending your elbows, bring the knee deeper down toward the body, toward the floor. So inhaling, heel up, and exhaling, bend your knee. Inhaling up and open, and exhaling down. Good, good. Again, Ron, bend your right knee and keep your foot on the floor. That'll be easier. That's it. Keep it bent for a beat. Pause there. Let your belly change. Let your pelvis change. Good. Hold with your left hand the inside edge of your calf or the inner heel, straightening the left leg, straighten the right leg, and if you choose, the right hand goes overhead. And just reach into the length of your limbs, from your navel, from all the light you generated, that you revealed, that you received. Now spread from that navel point all the way into the hands and into the feet. right to the tips of your toes with a little flex of the foot. And bending both knees, put it down, hands wide, noticing that the light, the sensation can spread further into the tips of your fingers, to your knees, to your ears. And just rolling onto your right side, drop your head. Your left foot is on top. Take it behind you and make a small circle. And take that circle as far back behind you as you can manage so that you're opening the front of the right hip, front of the left hip, all the way through the front length of the abdomen. And use the back of the hamstring and glute to make the circle. And then make the circle a little higher and a little further back and a little higher and a little further back. And bend your left knee as high up toward the ceiling as it will go, and then tap your left toes down behind your leg. Lift the knee up. Now tap your knee forward by lifting your heel. So there's a rotation, knee up, tap toes. Knee up, tap front. Yup, there you go. So you're rolling open and tap, and roll open and tap. That's it, roll it open and tap behind you, and lift it up. And tap it down. Now with your knee lifted, stay and straighten your leg straight up as you can. And then bend your knee and tap the knee in the front. So it's just a little change. Knee up and straight and bend and tap. And what you're doing is you're coordinating with the accessory muscles that allow the function of your hip. So we tend to sit and walk in a linear plane, and here we're rolling that plane open to the left. One more. Good. And as you come down, roll onto your back and build tree. So the left knee bends. Put the sole of your left foot to your right inner thigh. Put your left hand on your left thigh and press away. And take your right hand overhead. And simply stand in the right heel. Press the left knee open. Broaden through the pelvis. Lengthen through the low belly and reach through the hands. So pressing with the left hand, dropping the right shoulder, expanding through the center line. And knees to your chest, you'll roll up and roll over to turn. I have to, but you just turn to the left and support your head. So your right leg is on top, and you can find a long reverse circle. So a little backward circle and take it back behind you and lift it slightly. Take it a little back and a little up. Awesome. And then reach right into the tips of your toes as though you were drawing a circle on a chalkboard. And you are holding the chalk between your toes. You take it a little up and a little back. Just for 3. And for 2. So that we're opening the front of the body and strengthening the back of the body at the same time. Good. Bend your right knee up to the ceiling. And tap the toe behind your thigh. Draw the right knee up to the ceiling and tap it down in front of you. Heel up. So roll open and tap and lift up and tap front. So roll up and tap your toe and then up and tap your knee. One more. Up, tap your toe. So you go up and tap your knee. Now straighten your right leg as you roll open and keep it rolled open. Bend your knee, tap your knee. Just roll it open and straighten your leg. And bend your knee and tap your knee. So we're rolling open, and each time you roll your knee back to the right, keep that even as you straighten. And just feel the unfamiliarity there, even the weakness there, because we haven't used those muscles. One more. And keeping it bent, you'll just roll onto your back. And stand the right foot against the left inner thigh. Your right hand on your right thigh. Press the right thigh down. And as you do, broaden the pelvis. Stand in the left heel clearly as though standing on the floor, and your left hand overhead. So that from the left hip to the right shoulder, from the right hip to the left shoulder, we're getting longer. We're rolling the center body open. Send knees to your chest, knees wide, hands on shins. And put your hands inside your thighs and press your heels out long and straight. So your hands are helping to widen the V of your legs. You put a little bend in your knees and your hands help to pull them towards you. You press your legs straight and the legs press against the palms. So a little bend is an inhale and a press straight is an exhale. The feet are strong and flexed and you're pressing into your feet. You're inhaling, you're bending, you're rolling the tail off the floor, and then you're pressing into the feet. Go 3 more. So that you're not just creating flexibility by falling open, you're creating awareness and strength and ability through the body. Keep it open, stay 3. So heels, legs are long, tail is in the floor, hands are helping widen the V of the inner thighs. Maybe a little tremble. And then the knees bend, the hands to the shins, bring it together. And roll your way up to a cross-legged seat. And just feel how that simple set of movements creates a foundation. So I'm seated on the edge of the blanket, folded up. That will help me to keep my spine tall. If you prefer, if cross-legged seat doesn't work for you, then the work is to sit on the edge of a chair. Right? But we're tall, we've got a foundation, we can move from the navel rather than the chest. Turn your palms open and we start our kriya here. So the pinkies touch and then they come around and the base of the first fingers touch. And it's as though you were describing to me a circle. You're showing me. And the right thumb fits under the left, and they tap. And with each tap, we'll use the sound of har, H-A-R. And har is the sound of the creative infinity. Har, har, har. The sound of all that could be. Har, 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 har. So close your eyes. Find the sound, find the situation of your hands, and we'll stay right here the next 2.5 minutes. Go. Har, 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 har. Har, 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 har. Feel its pulse like a heartbeat. Har, 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 har. Har, 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 har. Har, 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 har. Har, 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 for, three, two, one. Take your hands up and up. 3 sips more. So you're full. Tuck your chin like you're capping a bottle and give it a little wriggle. Hook your thumbs and reach up. So you're going up, up, up through the spine, up your attention into the midbrain. And then you lift your chin, you soften your elbows, and exhale, let it out, set it down. Eyes closed, just notice. So you start to feel what's changing. Take your time. Starting to realize that we are the keepers, the owners, the authors of our limitations. I don't want to. I can't do that. I won't do that. These are within us, and when we melt that down, so many more things become possible. I am this. I am expanding. I am powerful. I am consistent. There is a devotion flowing towards me. I can feel it. Your palms open, and they'll cross at the forearm, right? And the forearms cross at the height of the heart. And we have that hud, 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 hud. So that's the modification, which is great. Come back to it anytime you need to. Or straighten the arms. And they'll cross in front of the forehead center. Hud. Hud, hud, hud. The fingers are spread wide, the arms are strong wherever you are. Feel the rhythm, feel the exhale. Hud, 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 hud. Embolden your movement, and then let the sound go internally. You repeat it in your mind. I can't hear it, but you can feel it. Each movement. Hud, hud. 3 minutes, right here. And you're watching, how can you melt down resistance or reluctance or any hesitation? Watch it arise, meet it with consistency, smile, and continue. Bothers your shoulders, bend your elbows. You rest your shoulders, come back up. The experience and the choice is entirely yours. Do no harm. Do no harm. Dedicate to it. Give it your attention. Give it your trust. You're moving through the experience that says, I can't do this. Then soften it so that you can. It's not about suffering, but it is about continuing. Seconds. Where will you go? Give it a little juice. Find the edge. Three, two, one. Good. Hands up high. Inhale, chin up, 3 sips. So tuck your chin and you're full of breath. Hook your thumbs, reach up. Lift the pelvic floor, draw towards the spine, hug the spine, draw up toward the midbrain and be still. If you need to let the breath out and come back in, reset. Elbows soften, chin up, breath out, hands down, take your time and notice. such a force of light. And that light is such a force of creating, designing, constructing, seeing, removing, releasing, becoming. And so we allow ourselves to become, to just be. Sometimes we need encouragement. Sometimes we need a cheerleader. Turn your palms forward, put your thumb in your palm, put your fingers over your thumbs in little reverse circles. If you need to, change the cross of your legs. If you need to, kick your legs out. Always take care of your seat so that you have a nice strong base, because you can work with your elbows bent or you can put your arms up. All right. So you can already feel it, right, Ron? You're like, holy cow, 3 minutes right here? No, it's good he's smiling. We all start smiling. And then the smiles get like really tight. So we need a word. We say good, 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 good. And you're reminding it, you're calling it in. It's like a magic spell. Good, 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 good. If you need to, you bend your elbows. Take care of your shoulders. Take care of yourself so that you don't convince yourself that you can't. You make a modification so you can. Good, 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 good. And just notice how internal dialogue might not match the outer word. So take the outer word deeper. Good, 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 good. You really got to kind of talk yourself into it. Good, 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 good. And sometimes we need a little extra power, a little help on our side. God, 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 God. And if God doesn't work for you, go back to good. And they're the same thing, so you can mix them together. Good, God, good, God, good, 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 God, 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 good. You are both. You are good and you are God, and you are good and you are God, and you call on it all to hold you up. Good, God, good, God, good, God, good, good, good. 20 seconds. Good, God, good, God. Commit to it. What would happen if you totally trusted this is good, good, good. Even the difficulty. Good, good, God, 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 God. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hands up high. Tuck your chin. Hold that. If you need to let it out, then breathe again and come back in. And rise. Call it up the spine. Call it into the brain. Call it into the fingertips. And then bend your elbows and lift your chin and slowly release your hands down. Eyes closed. Notice. Just feel what's changed. It isn't always easy. So we elevate ourselves out of the place that says I can't. But we can't always be going in this upward direction. And so we balance it out by going down, by turning the palms down, by bringing this light into the most mundane aspect of our good bones and blood. And the palms start to press into the floor like you were dribbling a ball. Right? So we have this little downward action that's calming us, rooting us, anchoring us. And we add again the har, but this time it's har, hare, hari. And har, hare, hari is that which makes, that which is made, and the making of it on the way. And if we are all of those things, we finish with wa, he, guru, which is the hallelujah of the kundalini people. So har, hare, hari. Wa, he, guru. Har Hare Hari, Waheguru. Har Hare Hari, Waheguru. Har Hare Hari, Waheguru. Har Hare Hari, Waheguru. Whisper. Let it be a little kooky. Can you do a little kooky to get more prosperous? Or are you stuck in what you know? Right? Because you're going to get really kooky, you're going to find that rhythm with your whistle. So if you can't whistle, keep it going. Then you're going to blow as though you were whistling. You're going to blow as though through a little straw. And it's the aperture. It's the fact that you're focusing your breath in that rhythm. That's what matters more than the whistle. From the navel. One more. Good. Palms open, rest them on your thighs. Close your eyes and just notice so that you know why. What sensation does it provide? Fall into it. There's nothing to do. Change in your head, the very tissue of your brain, the sensation of the skull, the lips, the throat, the ear canals. And we just stabilize this shift in ourselves. Bending your left elbow, turn the palm to face the floor, height of your shoulders. And the right hand stacks on top. So the right rests on the left. Both palms face the floor. Again, an anchoring, a grounding. You're just going to breathe in through the nose, pause the breath, and out through the nose. The same count. So 4 counts in, 4 count pause, 4 counts out. In, pause, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3. Try 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. And out. And then feel yourself rising. And pause, keep rising. And out. And in. Pause. And out. 2 more rounds. In. Pause. And out. And in. stay closed, hands down, normal breathing. Just notice. What does it provide? What does it change? Creating a brilliance, a radiance, an access to our most creative selves, and also a stability. If that's your practice and that's enough and you know that for yourself, you may lie back. The breath will finish as a pattern. You may follow the pattern for 5 minutes, 8 minutes, or 11 minutes. Again, the pattern creating is stability so that we don't lose what we've made. Very simply goes in the nose, out the nose. In the mouth, out the mouth. In the nose, out the mouth. In the mouth, out the nose. I'll take you with me. If you're familiar, go at your own pace. So in the nose, and out the nose. Smooth it out, smooth it out. In the mouth. And out the mouth as though you were sipping through a straw. In the nose. Out the mouth. In the mouth. Out the nose. Right palm open, left palm on right. Cross your thumbs in front of your heart. In the nose. And out the nose. In the mouth. Out the mouth, smooth and long and silent. In the mouth. Out the mouth, soften, soften. In the mouth. And out the nose. Your pace or mine in the nose. And out the nose. In the mouth, quiet. Out the mouth. In the nose. And out the mouth. Soft. In the mouth. Out the nose. In nose. Out nose. In mouth. Out mouth. In nose. Out mouth. In mouth. Out nose. Follow that pattern on your own. Try it out. Softening the face and the head, the throat, the shoulders. where 5 minutes is sufficient, and unfold and lie onto your back and place the blanket over your belly and your hips. Going on, I'll tell you when it's 8 minutes. You choose. Thanks, Ursula. If you choose, on your back, continue the pattern. In the nose, out the nose. In the mouth, out the mouth. In nose, out mouth. In mouth, out mouth. That's 8 minutes if you'd like to lie back at 8. Continue the breath on your back or let go. Or continue on to 11. And do your last exhalation, hands come down. Remaining in this stillness for the next 3 minutes or unfold the whole body quiet and receptive. No aspiration, no achieving, no acquiring. We are everything we require. I am this. Beginning to deepen your breathing. Returning, surfacing, emboldening your day with this new sensation of yourself. And in Hope in the Dark, she concludes the first chapter as I would conclude class. Here, in this book, in this practice, I want to propose a new vision of how change happens. I want to count a few of the victories that get overlooked. I want to assess the wildly changed world we inhabit. I want to throw out the crippling assumptions that keep many from being a voice in the world. I want to start over with an imagination adequate to the possibilities and the strangeness and the dangers on this earth in this moment. You make me prosperous. I make you prosperous. We enrich one another. when we show up for one another, when we stay where it's difficult, when we stay where it's absurd, where we laugh, where we call it all good. Because we choose to, even when it seems the opposite. I claim this victory, this sense of wealth between us. Bring your palms together and rub them lightly. Walk your feet in, lift your feet, rub the soles of your feet so that your palms are rubbing and your soles are rubbing. And then you draw your knees to your chest and you roll a little side to side. You bring yourself all the way up, legs crossed, heart high, sweep wide. Reach into the space around you. Bring it right down in the middle. And again, all the way to the periphery. And then palms together, right to the center, thumbs at the forehead center. And I bow to it all. I acknowledge, I lean into, I support. Long sat, short nam, inhale. Satnam, I see myself. Namaste, I see. So next week is May 1. We're on day 29 of this sequence, so we do the same sequence 40 days in a row. And you get better at it. You get so good, right? And I had that in my mind as I was busy yesterday. I was washing the floor of my apartment. Good. And I'm washing my dishes. Good. I don't want to be doing this, but it's good. It's good work. It needs to be done. And when it's finished, it's better. And so that call to arms, get yourself going, turn yourself on, make it happen. Make yourself. I'll see you next Sunday in person, right here or online all week.